This is the Ecwid E-commerce Show with your host, Jesse Ness, along with Richard Otey.
How's it going, Richie?
Hey, Jesse. It's that time again, podcast day.
It is. We're actually double dipping today. People might not know this, but we're gonna do two pods today. So I'm gonna be staring at you a little bit too much today. Sorry for everybody else, but it's all good. So how do we want to set this one up, Rich?
Well, it kind of goes back to the last podcast we did, and we're just talking about people's experience and what's going on and in kind of social media, just everywhere. What it really comes down to is people like to hear what other people think about the experience they had. Hence, the short way to say that is people read reviews. People care about reviews. People want to know about the product. What we were mentioning that, we're at 30% of commerce is online right now, but almost 100% of commerce, something takes place online before they purchase. And usually it's a review or some sort of research. So I'm really excited about today's guest. We have another integration also with Ecwid that makes Ecwid even a more powerful shopping cart for people. So yeah, let's introduce our guest and get started. Learn more about this.
All right, let's bring on Pon Pandian from TargetBay. Pon, how are you?
I'm good, Jesse and Richie. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked a little bit, pre-recording here about, there's a little bit of Ecwid previously had a little bit of a gap here. I'm willing to admit that we didn't really have the best integration for reviews. So I'm really excited that you've built an integration now because, when people are looking for products online, yes, you see the product, you have a nice description, but is that just a pretty picture? Does that really, what did other people who bought this think? So really excited that you can bring this to the Ecwid platform and our merchants that are listening. Why don't you give us a little background on TargetBay?
Absolutely, Jesse. So I'm Pon Pandian, one of the co-founders of TargetBay. We are an e-commerce marketing platform to help Ecwid merchants collect product reviews, do email marketing, and run retargeting ads. We have designed the product to help small business owners, small merchants, or medium-sized merchants who are on Ecwid platform, who are considering Ecwid platform. So it's a great integration. Our developers absolutely loved it when we built the integration because of how flexible Ecwid's API system and the developer ecosystem was. So looking forward to working with more Ecwid merchants here.
Yeah, great to hear. When I hear from other app developers and such, everybody's always excited about the APIs and the documentation, which is probably boring to people listening here, but we do that because we want to get more apps in our system because it kind of helps take your store to another level. So yeah, let's talk about maybe the reviews side first here. Kind of we don't know that we need to set up the setup process, but let's assume somebody, they do the install the app and they get it running. What does it do? How does it gather reviews?
Absolutely. So we understand when we were building with Ecwid's APIs, we made a conscious decision to make it very easy for the small business owners who don't have a lot of time to set something up or to hire someone to set up our app. So it's a one-click native integration. Ecwid merchant can get going with a reviews app in literally 3 minutes. Once they install the app, they set up the review request emails. So what it does is we track all the orders that are coming into your Ecwid store. And once the order is fulfilled, say 10, 15, 20 days later, we would automatically follow up with the Ecwid merchant's customer, asking that person to write a review. And the merchant can also throw in a discount to incentivize the merchant's customers to write a review. They can also collect picture reviews. And once the reviews come in, the reviews are nicely displayed on the product pages of the Ecwid store as well as on the homepage. And there are other features that we can talk about, but it's a very simple one-click native integration that a merchant can install in 3 minutes.
Okay, got it. So makes sense. And now I've seen a lot of reviews in my day. So like somebody buys it, 2 weeks later they're getting a nice email. Do you kind of have a template for what that might say already? And I'm assuming that also connects to the product that they bought, so that they can be reminded of, oh yeah, that's the product, and I can trigger in my mind like, oh yeah, I liked this, and I'm gonna write a nice review. Am I understanding that correctly?
You are making my life easier here. So when the merchant's customer receives an email, it'll say, I'll just take your example. Hi Jesse, thanks for placing an order with us. You recently purchased XYZ t-shirt with the name of the product and the picture of the product. And they'll be asked to write a review. The beauty of this is we want to reduce the friction because we want to make it easier for the merchants' customers to write the reviews. They can actually write the reviews sitting inside the email. It can be Gmail, iPhone email, or like an Android Gmail app. They don't have to click a link and go to a web page to write a review. They tap the number of stars, they write the review, and when they hit submit inside the email, we capture the review. The text review comes in, and in the second step, we ask them to upload a picture. But if they don't want to upload a picture, that's fine. We still collected the text review. That's the reason we are able to help so many Ecwid merchants to collect a lot of reviews in a very short time period.
I like that two-step process because you're getting the important things regardless. They have a micro commitment, so they've already said something, and you can word it in a G. Hey, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Whatever you say, and then if you want to add a picture, that would be great too. I like that because then if they could easily say no and they won't care and you won't care, and they say yes and it's a bonus. My question to you though is, does that now go to a queue and you get to approve whether people see that? Because or does it automatically go to that, or do you have a choice of either? How does that work?
Yes, yeah, I can answer that. So going back to your first point, if we ask for a lot, we get nothing. So we ask for little upfront, and when we get that review in, and then we ask for picture. So when the review comes in, it goes into like a moderation queue. The merchant gets notified saying that, hey, Jesse, you got a new review from this customer. They can also approve the review from the email notification, or they can log into our product dashboard, read the review, and approve the review. And when they approve the review, it gets posted on to that specific product page, and then the site review widget on the side. But if they get like a, say, 1-star review, things go wrong. It can be like a shipping issue or a product issue. So we give the opportunity to the merchant to reach out to the customer saying that, hey, we're sorry, you had a very bad experience. So would you like a refund or a coupon towards the next purchase? So we want to provide that opportunity to the merchant so that they build that relationship with the customer, so that it's not transactional, it's more like relationship, right? So that's another thing that a merchant can do.
Yeah, that's great too, because also if let's say the person who left the review was maybe just a little off, and because you have that ability to reply, you can actually still be really nice to that person, and it might even benefit you to get that 1-star review because people will be attracted to it but then they see, well, this person's kind of a little mean customer. Like it sounds as if this business is trying to really resolve this, and that 1-star review could actually really help you in some ways. I'm not saying you want a bunch of them, right? I'm not. If you haven't been on the show for, I think a little different, but I try to look for how even the negative could somehow be a positive. But with that ability to do that and reply, there is that potential for that. I like that.
It is, RichE. And in fact, we collect like hundreds and thousands of reviews in our platform. Our team did like a data study on the reviews. We tracked if a customer clicks on a review widget and then adds an item to the cart, and if they buy and if they make a purchase, we track all these data points. What we found out was, like you said, there are customers who get skeptical if it's all 5-star reviews across the board. It is okay to have a 1 or 2-star review on a specific product. It's not going to hurt as long as it's like a small proportion of your overall reviews. And even across our platform, when we looked at that study, 86% of the total reviews collected were 4 and 5-star reviews. Very small percentage, only like 14% of the total reviews that we collected were 1, 2, and 3-star reviews. And even if you want to drill it down, only 4% of our total reviews that we collected were 1 and 2-star reviews. So merchants out there, don't worry about negative reviews. Go out there and start collecting reviews. It's going to help you.
Yeah. And if you're really worried about 1-star reviews, like maybe you're not, maybe you're selling the wrong thing. Maybe your product's not that good, but yeah, obviously 1-star reviews will happen, right? You can do everything perfectly and you will get some 1-star reviews. Spoken from experience that it will happen, and and that's just the way it goes. So now these product reviews, when they come in, and I get the 5 stars, that's sort of a standard, right? So that's what, is Google able to read that that's a 5-star review and like kind of build their, build the profiles in search off of the star ratings, or where do those go?
Great question again. So reviews help with 2 things, right? First, the first benefit of having reviews on your site is to convert or convince your prospective users into customers. They want to read the reviews, understand what it is before they add an item to the cart and make a purchase. The second benefit is getting the reviews out to many channels as possible. Google organic is the important channel. The way we display the reviews on the product pages, so we let the Google crawler, when they hit the product pages for indexing your product content, we also let the Google crawler index your product reviews content, which means you're going to get that SEO juice from the reviews. It's very, very time consuming to create content, but with reviews, you're getting the content, valuable content for free from your customers. It's like best of both worlds, right? So you're getting that SEO juice from Google, and the stars also get picked up. If the aggregate rating for a product is 4.8, we submit that information to Google, and Google displays that in its organic results. So that's one channel. We also give the ability to push out the reviews to the merchant's Facebook business page. The third is we have a partnership with Google Shopping Ads. We submit all the product reviews that we collect to Google, and if you are running Google Shopping Ads, these reviews are going to show up on your Google Shopping Ads. So you collect once and display that in many places, many different times. So that's kind of a strategy here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to kind of reiterate that because I feel like this is this is the bolded part of the notes for everybody out there. Like, this is very important. Like, yes, when you see all these stars that show up on other retailers on, when you're searching or you see on Facebook, those don't appear out of thin air. Like, you have to gather reviews in a certain way. You're probably using rich snippets, which Google then picks up and displays in the proper format. So does Facebook. So the stars are nice, But boy, how many times have we had podcasts about SEO, Rich? Like, and everybody, we tell you, you got to create content. Nobody wants to create content. Everybody's like, it's just so painful, right? And so we can harp on, yes, you need about 100 words minimum for your product descriptions, etc. Really should have like 500. But if you start gathering these reviews, even if you only put 50 words of content for your product, right? Which is, again, not enough, but just in case you did, and you start gathering, let's say you have 30, 40 reviews, it's very likely that these reviews don't just say, it was great. They will use your product name in a sentence. They'll probably misspell it here and there, which is good. They'll use the different keywords before and after that maybe you wouldn't even think of. So you're kind of, it's an SEO content generating machine that is, brilliant, because you don't have to write this content. You just have to get the reviews and push approve. So
that's correct, Jesse. We call this as user generated content, UGC. So your users are generating the content. And Google, I don't have like all the information about Google's algorithm, but the more reviews you have on your product pages, the more often Google search engine bot is going to come to your product page and index the product page, which means you can rank higher. So the value that you get, the SEO value that you're going to get from your reviews content is like really big. So it's a no-brainer. If you are running an e-commerce store, if you are getting orders, collect this feedback from your customers, display it on your website so that you can get more sales, as well as you get the SEO juice to go up organically in Google search results.
Yeah, I love it. It makes a ton of sense. Now on that I'll come back to that image. So you get the star reviews, you get the content, and the hopefully they give a description of why they liked it or why they didn't. And then if they add the picture, can that picture be used elsewhere? Can it be used? It shows up in the review on the product page, but can it be used beyond just that product page?
Absolutely. So when a picture comes in from a customer review, that picture can be showcased as a reviews gallery, image gallery on your product pages. Custom prospects, right, of users who are looking to buy the product, they want to see the product in use, right? Hey, how does this hat look like? How does this T-shirt look like? Or like a sunglass looks like, right? So when you see other customers using the product and you see the picture, that is a very powerful statement, and that's what motivates you to add the product to the cart and go on. So you can definitely display those images on your product pages as well as on the homepage. We are working on a feature where you can use those pictures inside your email templates. So that is definitely like a work in progress. But yeah, that answers. Oh, I forgot to say one more thing. Since we have that partnership with Google Shopping Ads, we also send that picture review along with the text review to Google Shopping Ads. If you run Google Shopping Ads for your product catalog, the reviews, the star ratings, text reviews, and the picture review would show up for that specific product.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and so you get like this user-generated content machine going here, where you're going to get pictures, you're going to get text, star ratings, all kind of feeds the beast of feeds the Google beast. So that's great.
It is.
Yeah. Now, okay, so we talked. Is there anything else we should talk about on reviews? Anything I missed before we move on to the other features that you have?
So with respect to reviews, the main the merchants might think, hey, I'm a very small store. How am I going to collect hundreds of reviews? So my advice to them is go ahead and jump in. The reviews add up over a period of time. If you start collecting today, 6 months down the road, you're easily going to have 75 to 100 product reviews, maybe like 15 or 20 picture reviews. it adds up over a period of time. And then they might think, like a small merchant might think it's difficult or it's hard to set up. It is not. We have made it easy for everyone to collect reviews so that they can compete equally with the big e-commerce players, right? They get the same star ratings in Google, like rich snippets. They get the SEO juice. They get the reviews to get displayed on the Google Shopping apps. They can send it to Facebook. So these are the things that big e-commerce companies used to have. We are basically like democratizing the playing field here for the small merchants. Even if you are doing like $5,000 or $10,000 a month in e-commerce sales in your Ecwid store, you can use a product like us to compete with those big players and then keep growing your business. So that's kind of like my recommendation to the Ecwid merchants who are listening to this podcast.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Like it will take time. So don't, if you're only making a sale or two a week, not everybody's going to leave a review, but it's a process, right? Like you can't assume it's just going to happen immediately, but give it time, and then you're going to be very glad you have all these reviews and all this extra content built up over time. So yeah, makes perfect sense to me. Hopefully people listening are like, oh yeah, I got to get that. And
and it is okay to ask for reviews. Customers do not automatically come to your product page after they make a purchase and write reviews. You got to ask for it, and you cannot call up customers one person at a time and ask for it. So that's why we have this automated system with TargetBay, which basically makes your life easier and keeps collecting reviews in the background while you're busy growing your e-commerce store.
Yeah. Makes sense. Now, I'm assuming a lot of these reviews are sent via email, and I know you have an email marketing platform that isn't. You're working on the integration with Ecwid right now. So let's talk about kind of your email marketing platform and how it kind of differs from other platforms out there.
Absolutely. Again, before I started TargetBay, I was running an e-commerce agency. I used to work with a lot of small business owners. These are entrepreneurs where it's like a one-person shop, maybe 2 employees, 3 employees, 4 employees. So most of these small business owners do not have a budget to hire an agency or an email marketer in-house. So when we set out to develop this product, we made a decision to make the email creation process easier. RichE or Jesse, I'm not sure if you've done an email campaign. It is time consuming. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But our goal is to make it less time consuming and make it more fun. So we started out with 250 pre-built email templates, right? So there are all these e-commerce holidays or days coming in, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like Father's Day, Mother's Day. So it's very hard to design a template, write content, come up with a subject line. So if you go to our platform, let's say Father's Day is coming up, we have at least 14 pre-built email templates for Father's Day. Design is done, content is done, subject line is ready. You might have to just throw in a coupon code and you get the campaign out. You can do it in less than 10 or 15 minutes. And with other platforms, they do not provide all these pre-built email templates. And then finding photos to include in email templates is very hard. You got to have a Canva subscription or something like that. So we built we have like a inbuilt image library where you get access to millions of stock photos for free. Like say for Father's Day, if you're looking for a good photo to use, you can just add that photo in your email template in one click. So the purpose of this email marketing product is keep it simple, less time consuming, and then make email as one of your revenue channels, because email, even though it might take some time, it's a very profitable channel because you're not paying Google for that ad click or Facebook for that ad click. You're reaching out to your customers in your own time preference. And so yeah, that's kind of the background for our email marketing product, and we should have that available to the Ecwid merchants pretty soon.
Yeah, awesome. I think email, boy, if anybody who's listened to all the podcasts is probably like bored of me saying you have to do email, right? But you have to do email. It's the most basic. It's most basic, and it's kind of the easiest, highest ROI platform possible, right? Like, and once it's hard to get customers, and once you get a customer, keep them coming back. And and Pon, what I like what you said about the templates is, some days you might sit down and you're like, all right, I'm going to send an email. And then you stare at your screen for a while, you have your fingers ready on the keyboard, ready to do an email, right? But what is that? Like, okay, I have to find a creative way to do a 10% coupon. But, basically it's just a creative way to send a coupon that people are going to click on, and I'm going to get some sales, but easier said than done. So I love the fact that there's these themes to kind of get people, get the creative juices flowing. And, if I have to figure out a picture, figure out a coupon code, click send, that I love that idea. Like, that's, especially if you haven't done this before, if you're new to e-commerce, sending those first few emails it can take way more time than it should.
It is, and that is a deterrent for a lot of merchants who want to do email marketing but who cannot do it. But you'll be amazed to see. Starting something from the scratch is very difficult. But when you have a template to work with, it just makes your life easier. You can like go in and start editing, and then you can get something out really easily. We will talk about how to collect subscribers and grow your email list, because that's like another pain point. Okay, I'm ready to do email marketing. I'm like a good designer, but I don't have any subscribers, right? So that's like another thing that we can talk about to help the merchants.
Yeah, so what are the recommendations there? I mean, existing customers obviously are like if you have their email, they may or may not have agreed to receive an email, but like how do you start gathering, what's recommendations for gathering an email list?
Sure. With our integration with Ecwid, that's going to like launch very soon for email marketing product. We already have the TargetBay reviews product going. With the email marketing product with our app, when someone places an order on your Ecwid store, that person's email address automatically gets added to the email list. But apart from this, we have a variety of pop-ups that you can like readily turn on to start collecting subscribers. So I'll give you this interesting stat. For every 100 people who come to e-commerce website, 3 to 5 people place an order. That's like 3 to 5% conversion rate. And that's like very good conversion rate. The remaining 95 people out of 100 who go to an e-commerce website, they just like come in and leave without buying anything. We have no information about them. You would have paid money to Google or Facebook. You've been running ads to bring them to the site. They just click on your ads, come to your website, and just go on. So you just lost a bunch of money. It is important to know who these users are. Right? That's why you got to show this pop-up when they come into the website. You might have to incentivize them. Hey, sign up for your email newsletter, get 5% off or 10% off on your first order. By simply showing that welcome pop-up for the first-time visitors to your site, you can collect 15 emails for every 100 visitors who come to your website. That's a 15% conversion rate. Instead of knowing just 5% of your website visitors, like who they are, what their email address is, now you get to know 15% of your website visitors. That's like a big thing, right? That's how you grow your email list. It happens over a period of time, but you have to use these automated tools. Once you start building your email list to say like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, it becomes a revenue generating channel. You can send out a campaign once a week, and it doesn't have to be like a salesy, discount-oriented campaign all the time. It can also be educational, right? You can be educating your customers about how to use the product, the different use cases, and so on. So yeah, use the pop-ups to grow your email list. And then when someone places an order, they get automatically added to email list. That's how you grow your subscribers list over a period of time.
Yep, that's good. Like, it's good advice. That's the basics, right? Like, if you bury a link in your footer of like sign up for our email newsletter list, somebody might do that, but it's pretty unlikely. So it's sort of, pop-ups are nobody likes pop-ups. I get it. I don't like them myself, but it is sort of a necessary way to start building a list. And Pon, now you said the 15%. Is that sort of the average you're seeing across all of your customers? Is that a pretty good number?
It is. Most of our merchants use some kind of coupons or provide some kind of coupons to incentivize that user to provide that email address. So that's the average number that we see. And people don't like pop-ups, I agree. But when you provide that discount, the friction goes down. So they put their they put their guards down, and then they're willing to provide that email address. And you have to be mindful. You can send like 2-3 campaigns a month. Don't send them a campaign every 2 days, so that person is going to unsubscribe and move on. So it's all about building that relationship, right? Don't think a customer as transactional. I got to get this one order. It's all about that increasing your lifetime value, and you got to keep that customer going for a few years. So it's very important how often you send the email to that specific customer.
Yeah. We mentioned discounts and coupons. Well, that's so we mentioned discounts, coupons. That's one thing, right? But yeah, you can't do that every single email. You have to mix it up. You have to be educational, helpful, etc. And there's a little bit of an art there. That's sort of a thing that it depends on your business what you're going to send out. But
It is.
Yeah, you have to be creative.
Yeah, it is. And I would like to add on like one more thing. So we have this feature called segmentation. So be mindful of who's engaging with your emails, right? If a person has not opened your last 15 email campaigns, that person is probably not going to open your 16th email, right? So you can segment out users who are engaging with your email campaign and send them the relevant content versus like just sending all the emails to everyone and then like potentially disappointing some of your users and making your unsubscribe rate go up. We also have something called as automated emails, whereas you don't have to create all the emails every week. You can have all these automations, like when someone signs up for your newsletter, they get a welcome email. When someone abandons the cart, they get this abandoned cart email. When someone places an order, they get this post-purchase email. We call these automated emails as internally we call these emails as a salesperson working 24/7, right? These emails are like just going out one step at a time, fully personalized, and very effective emails. I mean, these emails can bring in quite a bit of sales.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the automation machine that you eventually want to build, right? That everybody, if you go on vacation, these emails still get sent and you still get sales, right? Like that's the whole idea of online business and e-commerce is, somebody's working 24/7, but you don't want it to be you. Your business is working 24/7, but hopefully you're not.
Absolutely right, Jesse. It's all about small business owners. They have very limited budget. They cannot hire employees, but they can use tools like TargetBay. Automate, so that even if you don't have employees, you can present yourself as a very big company to your merchants, and that's very important in this day and age.
Yeah. Rich, any other thoughts?
I actually have a couple. I really like the idea of starting with the reviews too, because when the emails is, let's say you're gathering with the pop-ups at the beginning, so that person is probably just in a different spot not probably, they are in a different spot than someone who's already bought from you. So when you have the segmentation, when you have the ability to target people in different ways and send a different message, what you're really talking about for the listener out there is we're talking about being able to personalize that message. So the small business owner is able to take those reviews and those conversations they've had or feedback they've had with other people and slowly start to change the templates that you've already started into using the vernacular of their clients and their own vernacular that might attract the clients. And now, like you said, as time goes on, you're literally getting to scale these personal conversations. Now, they probably know they're mostly automated, but it doesn't feel like that, right? It doesn't feel like it's an automated message. They're referencing in this email the exact product you looked at or the exact place you are in the process because you came in this way and you, excuse me, the email said something about shipping. And wouldn't you know, when they're at this spot, it's almost all, like a retargeting one later, like it's almost always shipping or some lack of trust, right? So the listener out there that's hearing all these different ways it's being explained, at its core essence, this is about being able to personalize the conversation with where they're at in the process with dealing with your product and or service. Yes. I mean, is that kind of what we're talking about, Pon, at the base level?
That's a very, very good way of summarizing it. Probably I was talking too technical here.
Oh no, it was great. It was great. I just want to, we always try to remind, because we want to help everybody, but we know somebody is starting today. And so we always at some point try to take our message of the day and just remind that person who's starting just today or just needs a little different view of looking at it.
That's a great summary that you provided. So our TargetBay is all about making it easy for a small business merchant, small business owner who's running an Ecwid store. We have automated tools to collect product reviews. We have automated tools to grow your email list. We have pre-built email templates to send out email campaigns probably in less than like 10-15 minutes. So like you said, it's all about personalization. You don't want to like come across as like a robot. You want to use like, hey, your first name, or you got to like mix it up. And then we also provide these tools to the Ecwid merchants so that they are mindful of how often they are reaching out to their subscriber base, right? You don't want to be sending an email every day or every 2 days. So we also have those tools like the checks and balances and tell them, hey, you might want to like slow it down. But we have all these tools. So the app is available on the Ecwid App Store. It's just like one click away, so you can jump right on.
Yeah, perfect. It's for everybody listening. It's in the App Store, so the integration's already done. I know that the email's coming. But yeah, Pon, how you'd mentioned earlier that you had previously operated as an agency, and I look at this is like the automation of an agency. There's review collections, there's email marketing. I believe you also have an ads product as well. Do you want to touch on the ads product?
We do have retargeting ads, and for listeners. You might have seen, hey, I just saw this t-shirt on xyz.com. I mean, this t-shirt is following me wherever I'm going, like ESPN.com, Wall Street Journal, Facebook. What are they doing? So that concept is called retargeting ads. When someone comes to your Ecwid store, they look at a bunch of products. They add a lot of items to the cart. But if they just leave, that person has just abandoned your cart and left your site. We do not know who that person is. We have not collected that email address of the person. So what we do is we drop a cookie on that user's browser, and then when when that user leaves your site and they go to Facebook.com, Wall Street Journal, ESPN.com, whatever website they are going to go to, right? they're going to see these products from your website showing up on those news websites and the sports websites and everything. And that's a powerful reminder of your brand. And that, in fact, makes your company look bigger than what it is, because usually big companies do these type of retargeting ads. And I used the word democratizing, right? We use all this technology and tools to democratize the tools used by big companies and giving it to Ecwid merchants like yourself. So you can turn on these retargeting ads. It can be like a very small budget, 100, like it might be even like $5 a day, right? When you turn it on, when the users come to your website and leave, they would start seeing these ads. And then it reminds them, they click on the ad, and then they come back to your website and you got the sale. So that's how retargeting ads work. It works very simple. It's part of a reviews app, the native reviews app you have on the Ecwid App Store. Search for TargetBay reviews. And it's again, a very simple integration.
Yeah, perfect. These are all like, boy, Richie, you know, we always kind of say the podcast is like what we would say to people at happy hour if we found out the person in the table next to us was going to start, you know, an online store, right? What advice would we give them? So, you know, to kind of wrap it up and kind of put a bow on it, I guess it's like these are the basics of kind of long-term success. These aren't really the I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow. This is more of the blocking and tackling that you need to do over time to make money online, right? There's the review collections is going to build your SEO. It's going to make you look better on search. The email marketing is like, that's basic 101. And Pon, I like what you guys have done with the themes or the templates about here's what you should send. And then advertising, you know, is sort of a necessary thing, right? Especially once you get them to your site, you want to retarget. So love the democratizing here. Like this is you're getting like an email marketer, an SEO person, an advertising person, all kind of wrapped into a platform. So I love where we're at in the e-commerce world right now. We get to see all these things happen that, you know, 10 years ago was not really possible from a couple clicks of your mouse. Like, so it's very cool to see what you built.
It is. Yeah, the tools are out there, and I mean, our app was possible because of Ecwid. It's a great platform. I mean, if the developers are listening, and I'm not sure if the developers are listening in, Ecwid has one of the most powerful APIs out there. You can use the power of Ecwid platform and build on top of it. And for merchants, yeah, I mean, I mean, you're on a great platform and use apps like TargetBay to enhance the capabilities. And yeah, I mean, Jesse said like 10 years ago, these tools were available only for big companies. Now it's available for everyone who is willing to invest the time and do it right. So go get them.
I hear you there. Richie,
can we use that as a review? That's my last question. Can we use that as an actual review for Ecwid?
You can. So yeah, I mean, I was not exaggerating. It's definitely a very, very good platform. I've used the backend myself. It's very, very easy to get started, to add products. Apps are out there like TargetBay, or if you want to do something like customer support, or if you want to like run Google Shopping ads, there's pretty much an app available in the App Store. So you really have to like take your time, search for the different needs you have, try out different apps, and then you can have this very powerful e-commerce website, which can generate sales for you, and you can build a very sustainable business using the Ecwid platform.
Yep, that's it. That's kind of the app economy in a nutshell there. Like, you know, yes, we love Ecwid. I got Ecwid on my t-shirt here, you know, but we can't build everything for everybody. So we do need to work with other companies that have spent all their efforts working on reviews and email, and, you know, you name the various functions out there. So yeah, we're doing a much better job of building out our app market. So I'm sure a lot of merchants out there are taking advantage of that. But yeah, Pon, it was great hearing from you. I got to learn a lot about TargetBay, and I love what you guys are doing about democratizing e-commerce. So for all the customers out there, if you're looking for a way to start building reviews, which I really think you should be, check out TargetBay in the app market. You know what to do from there. Get out there and make it happen. Bye, everybody.
Hey, this is Jesse and Rich. We want to let you know we really appreciate you listening.
We hope you find the tips we give you helpful for growing your business.
You can find all of our past episodes and a lot more useful stuff at ecwid.com/podcast.
And also, check us out on your favorite podcasting platform like Apple Podcast or Stitcher. And make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing.
Be sure to let us know what you think by rating and reviewing so we can serve you better.
So subscribe on your favorite platform.
And come join our community, check out the transcripts, or tell us why you would be a great guest at ecwid.com/podcast.